Let's see what happens when you see they're all standing here. Now you could do a sweep. Bam. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay, I'm bleeding now. Welcome, Survivor, to the best Horde base ever! Trademarked by Vidui, built by Vidui, designed by Vidui, and destroyed by Vidui. Now, this is maybe not necessarily the best one, but it's based on a concept base that I used in Alpha 16 that worked really, really well. Now, of course, Alpha 16 was a little bit different when it came to the zombies, but the general design worked so well that if you only had 8 zombies, you literally could just sit back and let your traps do the thing, and you didn't even have to enable the shotgun turrets. If you had 64 concurrently with all the traps working, you also could just sit back and relax because they would not actually break through. That's how effective it was, even throughout the long night of a high game stage 64 concurrent zombies horde. So what I have been doing in Alpha 18 is rebuild the general concept to see how well it holds up, and if it does work, how can we adapt it to take care of some of the Alpha 18 peculiarities, such as the demolisher that naturally the Alpha 16 base was not built to take into account. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please leave me a subscribe. All the content is free, so why not just hit that like button? It is free as well. As you can see, you have poles at the front, you have arrow slits with dart traps on the sides, and of course you will have walls around, and if you can make it in reinforced concrete, that is good. If you can steel it up, even better, at least some parts, because you want to make sure that they don't break through where you don't want them to go. I will of course be connecting tripwires to fire everything. I'll have electric fences to stun and cause some damage, and a couple of blade traps doesn't hurt either. The whole intention is really to draw the zombies into that kill zone where all the traps will be doing their thing. I will also be putting in a couple of shotgun turrets just to aim right in front of the poles, because that does help if they get that far, just to take out the last of the zombie hit points. Hooking it up is fairly straightforward, so but I'm going to go through that. And here it is. Oh, isn't this beautiful? Now, I've actually only built one side of it, and let me just show. I've only built one side because if this one doesn't work, then doing the quad side doesn't really help either. And with one side, actually, you could set it into a mountain like here, or even like here, or yeah, maybe not over here, because that way they would all be coming, because they're not going to be digging through the rest of the mountain, because obviously that's a lot more effort than just going around and entering through while your entrance. So you see the zombies will be coming up here. They have a ramp up to hit their heads on the blade traps, and there are trip bars here, there are electric fences here, and there are dart traps. So as they come up, they will be taking a fair amount of damage as they get stunned, get their heads loped up, get their heads taken off, whatever you want to call it. And as they stand here and bash on the poles, they will take even more damage from the dart traps, from the blade traps, from the shotgun turrets, and maybe if you were standing behind, you can just slash them or bash them as well. Just make sure you don't break your own poles. Let me get in here on the side. I put down some bulletproof glass just so I can see if there's any vultures. Let's close that up, and this is the inside. So I have quad dart traps on each side. I have just 2 shotgun turrets. You could obviously put more of these ones. If you have a junk turret, that would do very well here as well. Of course, I have my tripwires, I have my electric fences, and my generator. So let me just show you just the basic of how I have hooked this up. So the generator bank goes obviously to my switches, but that's just so I can turn things on and off independently. You might or might not want to do that. So my main switch here for all this goes to the tripwire. This tripwire on one side will go all the way across to the other side. You obviously need to have that so that when they step into, it will trigger. Now what you want to have happen is that you want these dart traps and these dart traps to fire. So I connect the dart traps here. Actually, I didn't connect the dart traps here, but I can fix that really easily. All right, so you connect the dart traps, and I've also, just for the ease of it, just connected them straight across so that whenever the tripwire is hit, the dots will fire. I also have it connected to the electric fence here. So tripwire post on the second side goes to the electric fence here. That goes straight across. That means that, of course, if the tripwire is stripped, the electric fence gets activated and the zombies get stunned. And it's exactly the same way on the backside, the second layer. For the blade traps, I have connected that to the outside one. So they are connected over here, which is I've done one slight change. I've set it to 5-second delay such that after this tripwire get hit, these one are going to be active for 5 more seconds, just in case they trip it and they walk up further ahead. If you have it to turn off, that means that if they're standing here, the blade traps will not be running. You can tweak that if you want to do more longer or shorter, but because I have them connected to the dart traps as well, you might not want to have it too long because you'll be wasting a lot of ammo. Furthermore, I also have my turrets connected from another switch just to keep that up, and I have some lights, some spotlights up on the roof here. You can see barely here, just to give a little bit of light right in front of the base. So if you think all this is overkill, then well, you probably haven't seen the high game stage hordes, because they are massive, and I think this will generally work very well up until you get demolishers. And if you get demolishers, you probably have to make sure you take care of them yourself, because the traps will not necessarily be able to handle all of them. And you probably would want to have some spikes and everything around, but you know, I'm just going to show this base. So let me turn everything on. This one is on, this one is on, and this one is on as well. Okay, I think there's some zombie on the outside, but let's just spawn something in. Let me give, let's see, zombie. Let's get a couple of bikers. Hey, bikers. And they're walking a little bit slowly. I should have put them as feral, but alright, so let's alright, so this was not quite what I wanted. Let's which one is connected here? If I turn this one off. Okay, this one is not running, at least. Good. Oh, we have a crawler. So crawlers can be a bit of a pain because they don't necessarily get hit by all the darts, so let's just shoot him myself. He does trigger everything though. So let's get some feral ones this time. Okay, so they're gonna run up here. You do see they get hit by the electric fence, they get hit by the blade traps, and they get hit by the dart traps. See how fast that was? That was 3 of them. Let me spawn in, let's do 25 feral cheerleaders, and let's see how that turns out. You see all my experience, they haven't attacked the poles even once. Anyone gonna hit the poles? No, no. All dead. And let's see how the damage was on this one. So this one took a fair bit of damage, 500. Of course, it's killed a few of them. And here's took about 300, so really not too bad. And the only damage here is the 1 point that I did punching it. None of the other zombies actually made it through. And you can see the dart traps, of course, you know, it's taken some of the darts, but it's really not that bad. And let's see, has these ones taken any damage, or is it on this side? I think a little bit of damage too, and this one takes a little bit more because it's further out. And let's see, I need some electric parts in order to repair that one. So let's get this one up as well. It's always the issue with the electric fences. As the zombies run into them, they do degrade, so you have to make sure you are repairing them. Same thing with the blade traps. They do take the reflected damage as they actually damage the zombies. As you noticed the last time, I actually turned off the shotgun turrets as well, because we generally don't need them unless you have a Blood Moon Horde. All the rest can generally be taken care of just by this setup. So let me just pause the AI a little bit. Let me spawn in a bit mixed zombie horde, and we'll see how that one turns out. All right, I have some, I don't know how many there are, 30. So it's let's say it's a really big horde that came to your base. And of course, let me make it nighttime here, just so that all will be running. I think most were feral and radiated anyway. Just, you know, make it a little bit more interesting. And yeah, let's not use the shotgun turrets, and let's enable the AI, and let's see, they all come up here. You will see all of them getting stunned, which is helpful. You'll see that the cops potentially, because they have so much hit points, might get up. Here's another radiated, and actually this is going better than I was expecting. 30 of these ones, and they didn't even get a single hit off on my base. Oh, maybe they took, is this one? Maybe one hit. This one took 500. This one took 550, and yep, beyond that, maybe they hit slightly here, but that's it. And there's about 30 of them, and they were feral, radiated, and just a couple of the regular ones. The rest were high-level, high-tier zombies. And you saw how fast that was. So let's not beat around the bush. Let's hit a Blood Moon Horde. Okay, we're about to hit the Horde here, and let's see, I am at game stage 525, so it's a really high one, and I have 8 concurrent, just to see how that turns out. Let's see. Right, they might be spawning somewhere else, but they should end up here, and I don't have the shotgun turrets on. Alright, first one comes in. Dead. See what happens to the rest. Let's take out the cop so he doesn't spit in. Hello, friend. Alright, let's... where's my... So I'm not in the god mode anymore. I thought I had a sledgehammer. I did. I guess I could use this one. Probably a machete or something would be better. I'm scared that I'll be damaging. Let's take him. The cops, obviously, it will be... if you're standing here and they get a wind of you, they will be vomiting. See, I'm getting tons of experience as well. And that's not too bad. Let's see if they're making any damage except these ones. Of course, they're taking the reflected damage, not because they're beating on them. And by the way, that's one of the reasons why I have a ramp here. Because due to the ramp, they don't see this one as an obstruction, so they actually walk up into it. Oh, we almost got to blow off. They walk up into it. If you have just a flat, they will see this one as an obstruction, possibly, and they will beat it. And that's not what you want. So it does take some damage from killing all the zombies, but... let's take him out. We might get some demolishers, but I don't... Here they come again. Now they're coming from behind, unfortunately. Would have been nicer to see them come from out here, but you know, it shows that even with this kind of thing, because I have doubled up these walls behind me and on the side, they do feel that this is the easiest way through into the base is to come in here. And I've also, as you might have noticed when I was building it, I've doubled up these poles. So this is actually a double layer post, one on the inside and one on the outside, here and here. Obviously here I can't because, well, I have the blade traps. Now the cop, didn't even get to have a shot off with him. What do you say? I'm not doing anything except, you know, some repairs here. A little bit of repairs here because most of them is getting here. This one, you know, occasionally being used. This one is being used more often because it's the one where they are firing the most. I'm not using the shotgun turrets. And I could probably stand here the whole time without actually firing a single shot. Of course, it's just boring to do that, so I like to at least take out the cops with some headshots because that's fun. Taking out the radiator is also good because they do absorb a lot more damage. Let's have a look at... yeah, you see this one, I think a little bit, this one a little, but it's not... ooh, it took off his head. So, yeah. This is why I called it the best Horde base ever. High game stage. Of course, it's just 8. So what happens if I pump this up to, let's say, 32? I don't want to do 64 because it starts lagging my system a little bit since I'm recording. And because I only have one side, it means that all the damage will be here. And, you know, that's a little bit too much for one side. So why don't we try that? Coming back for another Horde, and we are game staged 5-5 still. Because I didn't gain any levels, but we have 32 concurrent zombies. I really wonder how it's going to hold up. I am concerned about all the dart traps not being able to take care of all the massive amount. Okay, at least they're coming from the front. Let's see here. So they do take out the first ones. The thing is that I need to take them out quickly enough before the second and third waves come in, because otherwise if they start ganging up, it's really, really difficult for them to take them out because it's relying on the dart traps hitting them and killing them. Alright, so we're going to heal. We're going to repair that one a little bit. So these ones taking a little bit of damage. Do notice I don't have the turrets enabled just yet. Oh, you see these ones are really going down. Okay, so let's enable the turrets. That should help a little bit. You see these ones are really taking a fair bit of damage, especially because there's so many of them. Oh, look at this. Oh, this is generally what happens when you have too many of them. You can't take care of them all, and the cops that come in, they'll be vomiting and damaging the blade traps, and that's really bad. Of course, there is going to be a little bit of damage on the poles, not too much. I think more of the concern is really about the blade traps. Oh, and he's even standing on him. But with the shotgun turrets here running, it's actually quite manageable. And this is with 32 concurrent zombies. So the thing you want to, again, as I mentioned, you want to make sure that as a wave comes in, whatever traps you have, that between the dart traps and blade traps and shotgun turrets, that is enough to kill them before you get more coming up behind. Because if you get more behind, it'll just start choking up. And you saw this one, that just starts draining really fast. And the darts that you have are not able to keep up because there are just too many of them. And that's when they start bashing everything here. So you want to avoid that. But yeah, like this, it seems to be pretty alright. Let me turn off the shotgun turrets here for a moment. You see they immediately are able to make it a little bit further ahead. Probably because these ones are still going strong. Let me stop actually repairing these ones and see what happens. So these are going to end up breaking. Let's see if we can take out still the cops so they don't spit too much. Okay, so now this one is broken. And if they explode, they'll break even more. I think he's alright. But this blade trap is not doing any good, which means that the damage output is severely restricted, and that's why you see them actually coming up even further. It's still going pretty well because this one is still doing damage, but it will stop working really soon. Let's shoot him. I see it's slowing down. It's getting to be almost broken. So, and this police officer, he blew up because he, not enough damage before he actually exploded. And that takes obviously out the blade trap. But they're still not really breaking through. And let's see here. They are doing a little bit of damage, not too bad. But if this one is going to be destroyed real soon. So even without the blade trap, it's almost catching up with it. The dart traps really do so much damage that they can kill them, but they are slowly doing a little bit of damage on the front. But actually, surprisingly, I was expecting them to do more damage. I mean, the zombies, I knew the dart traps are going to do very well. But they do get in their occasional beat, and let's see, these ones are slowly degrading. Still working, but they are... Oh, nice. Actually, I wasn't expecting that, but you can stand here and just loot as well. Really nice. Like a loot machine. And is he going to blow up? Nope, he did not. So... let's see, it's gone through a few hundred of these one. I didn't actually restock this one, so these ones, let me see the ones behind. Yeah, these ones are definitely draining more. But overall, 32 concurrent zombies, and I'm not really doing anything myself. I've stopped repairing. I'm not in God mode, as you notice. I'm still doing quite well. So what do you think? Does this work? I am concerned about the demolisher. I am not really sure whether can I even spawn in it. Let me see if I can spawn in a demolisher just for effect. Oh, hello. DM, thank you. Let me see if I get it in a demolisher. Okay. Right. Let's see what happens when you see they're all standing here. Now you could do a sweep. Bam. Oh yeah. Oh, okay, I'm bleeding now. Now the demolisher's here. Is he going to get triggered? Oh! Okay, this one got pushed through. That was interesting. I've heard that... he's going to be pushed up here. So that is something that can happen when there are too many zombies. I have heard there was a bug that even allowed them to push the player into the void. Okay, let's see. They are doing some damage. Actually, not really that bad. I think because they keep getting stunned by the electric fences, and if I just repair these ones, oh, he blew up, but that doesn't really matter. You stand here, just knock them down. Actually, this works really well even as a melee base. You stun them, and you just take care of them. The problem is, I think that's what happened. He got knocked down and ended up inside the base, and when he stood up, well, then obviously... Oh, yep. Okay, so let me get rid of these ones because they were cheating. And now let's see, we have a demolisher come in here. I am not shooting him. Let's see if the traps can take care of him. think they will. And I think actually the Horde is over. I've actually killed all the zombies in the Horde. Unless they're all standing here. Oh, they're all standing here. Oh, okay. All right. Oh, 3 of them. Okay. Okay, sorry, you cheated. Okay, so these ones. Oh, that's pretty good. Don't aim at the demolisher because then they can actually get hit. The trigger might get hit. So these ones might actually break because these ones are only single. However, most zombies can't get through one. So even if these ones break, and let me do that, it actually should not cause the zombies to get into your base because between this one and this one, it's still too narrow for them to get through. So yep. Not bad. Okay, so let's say I enable my shotgun turrets. Oh. Okay, so that one blew up. Did some damage, but not too bad. Oh no. Oh! I found one downside with the base. If you use the shotgun turrets on the demolishers like this, yeah, you get a bit of personal damage. Okay, so let's halt the AI here for a moment. And while I go back to my base, I think it was there. Ooh, okay. So I halted the AI. Oh, would they spawn otherwise? It might not. Or it could be because my bed was too far away. So when I came back, the game is like, nah, we're done with this. All right, so let's have a look here. So demolishers, yeah, they really take things out, and they actually didn't break through. If you notice, they haven't broken through. They took out here the turret, which is fine. They've taken out one of these ones, but there's 2 of them. And here, these are still okay, almost gone, but this one is still pretty good. So even with the demolishers exploding like this and killing me, which of course is not good, they still haven't broken through into the base. And that's the problem with the demolishers. I'm going to have to look at ways to countering him because shotgun turrets will set him off, as my video recently showed. Blade traps can set him off. And of course, in this case, the blade traps were taken out by the cops anyway. Dart traps will not set them off, but they cannot even just with 4 of them here, if there are too many demolishers or too many zombies in general, they cannot take them out in time. But look at all this loot. Look at it. Whoa. So except for the ones that fall down, there's a lot of loot to be had here. Not that loot is anything particularly good. I wish they didn't. Oh, ouch. Okay, so let's not get in there. This one took some damage as well. Again, it's the demolishers that just do so massive damage. So overall, I think that, turn this off. I think overall this held up really well. 8 zombies, not an issue. At 32, it held up really well as well, up until the demolishers came and I didn't do anything. Now, if you're standing behind here and you're taking out the demolishers, and of course you have to make sure you repair the blade traps and possibly keep the shotgun turrets running, then it shouldn't be an issue, but you have to take out the demolishers. If you don't, then you're going to have big holes in your base and you're probably going to get killed if you're standing here like I was because of the explosion damage that the demolisher have. But still, as a general concept from Alpha 16, I think this worked really, really well, even better than I was expecting. So with the rain here, let's wrap up. I will be taking this concept and expanding it to see how can I counter the demolisher, at least do something that delays them so you don't have the demolisher up in the front because the turrets might start triggering them, the blade traps might, and either way you don't want them to explode here. If they're exploding out here, assuming you had concrete all over, it would be a lot less of an issue, but having them explode at the front, that's what's dangerous. So I'll work on a solution for that. But I hope you enjoyed this best Horde base ever for Alpha 18, at least as a concept base. And if you did enjoy this video, make sure you all subscribe, right? You have liked, you have followed me on Twitter, you have joined my Discord, and make sure you catch me on Twitch every Saturday around 11 AM EST, twitch.tv/VeteRE42. Thanks for all of your support, and I'll see you next time.
Special thanks to the great patrons supporting the channel. If you would like to join the vetted community and support these videos, do follow the Patreon link.